Thank you, Mr. Chairman. General, thank you for being here. Congratulations on your nomination. I intend to support you as well. I don't gamble, but I do bet from time to time, and that's when I'm absolutely certain that I'm going to win it. So I have to agree with Senator Ernst. I think you'll have strong support from this committee. I have a couple of questions. One is within your current area of responsibility, but do you believe the decision to deploy elements out of Fort Bragg to Poland and to Germany was a wise decision from a reassurance standpoint?
Senator, the mission we were given was to reassure our NATO allies and to deter Russian aggression against those NATO allies. So we are deploying elements of the 18th Airborne Corps headquarters, the 82nd Airborne Division, and other elements of 18th Airborne Corps to Poland and Germany.
Question, I don't know if it's been asked before, but within your future area of responsibility, do you have any concerns at all with the continued implementation of the vaccine mandate and readiness or troop strength?
Senator, I don't have any concerns with that right now.
I did have a question related to what Senator Warren said, just more curiosity. I don't know the answer to this, but do you have access to a body of knowledge that would say in the past years that the United States has been responsible for the killing of tens of thousands of innocent civilians in this area of responsibility?
Senator, I am not aware of the exact number.
It would seem to me that it would be far less than that. And one question that I have in that, at least in some of the after-action reports that I've seen, it appears as though ISIS in particular finds a way to embed itself in populations where they're putting maybe some innocent lives in harm's way, but do you agree that that tends to be a tactic of theirs, and we're doing everything we can to be more surgical in our approach to taking out bad actors, but recognizing that innocent civilians are not something that our military is in the business of trying to do?
Senator, in my past experiences, I've seen these ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Taliban do hide among the population, and we do our absolute best to try and not harm civilians.
Well, we can always get better, and I do agree with some of Senator Warren's comments about how do we get better, but I also think we have to recognize that we're talking about people, particularly in Afghanistan, where we're concerned with their reconstitution, either ISIS or Al-Qaeda, now in a breeding ground for, I think, potential attacks within that area of responsibility and within the homeland. We heard public reports of 6 months to a year before we could actually have a threat on U.S. interest, either here or abroad. We have to continue to take that fight to them, or they're going to take it to us. Would you agree with that?
Yes, Senator. The timing, I would defer to the intelligence community on the exact time because the conditions continue to change.
I want to talk a little bit about Iran. Are you familiar with the Abraham Accords implementation?
Senator, I am.
Do you think that that's a footprint that we should expand, and do you have any ideas on other countries that should be in the pipeline?
Senator, I think it is a very good thing because anytime we have countries that are talking, it's lowering the temperature in the room. It also goes to economic growth and creates job growth in some of these countries where you have a high unemployment in some of these Arab countries. With Bahrain and UAE right now, members of the Abraham Accords, I think that is a very good thing. I would defer to having to understand the reasonings behind other countries, why they are not coming forward right now, but I do think there is opportunities going forward.
Do you generally believe your job is going to be easier or harder if we just pass a CR rather than appropriate authorities?
Senator, we need timely, accurate, predictable funding.
What sorts of capabilities do you think you need in addition to what you already have for our own forces, but also for our partners in the area of responsibility?
Senator, I really can only speak on behalf of 18th Airborne Corps, but it does affect readiness. It can affect modernization, and it can affect quality of life.
One other question, just in or not a question, just to reinforce a point that was made by Senator Blumenthal. The one thing that I hope when you move into this role that I'd like to get feedback on is the extent to which Centcom can play a role in prioritizing those who want to get out of Afghanistan. We succeeded in getting several out, but it's only a fraction of nearly 800 cases that in North Carolina alone that we're tracking. And I believe that your engagement in the interagency activities to make sure that we're prioritizing the most at risk, and those who have had a longstanding service as partners with the United States when we were in Afghanistan. I think that that is a role that I hope that you'll take seriously and assert, because you have insights, you have background. I have a lot of service members who are desperately calling our office and looking to get folks out, and I hope I can get your commitment on making sure you play an active role in that.
Yes, Senator.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Senator